Hey, thank you for taking the time to stop by and check out this quick video. For those of you just stopping by, my name is Delgado, and I am passionate about helping Kingdom creatives create more, connect more, and cultivate the gifts that God gave them. And on my channel, I do a lot of content creation as well as content marketing type stuff. So if you like that kind of stuff, or if you like this video, make sure you hit that subscribe button. You want to start a personal brand, right? It's very common nowadays that people are building these personal brands. And when you build a personal brand, there's a lot of benefits that come along with that, such as endorsements or sponsorships. You can make money by suggesting products or selling services, all different types of things that revolve around what you're passionate about personally. Another aspect is to share a message. This could be a message for a company or a business. So for example, let's say you make a product and you need to share that message of this product to build awareness, to be able to help sell your product, or maybe it's a service. Let's say you're a local plumber and you're looking to get more leads for your business. Well, you have a message to share, and you could probably outdo your competition locally if you actually started a YouTube channel and started providing value and information that would help people in their problems. You would probably be the first person that they call if they needed a plumber. The last one isn't so much as a reason why you should start, but a reason why it's a good thing if you start it. Okay, and here's what it is: indexed content. Now, much like all the other social platforms, Facebook, Instagram, Snapchat, all of this stuff, right? LinkedIn, all of them, they all have this 24-hour type of cycle where you post a piece of content, people see it or they don't, and that's it, it's gone. Very rarely do people actually see content from a month ago, let alone a year ago. I mean, they have to actually be digging for it because the content is not indexed. What that means is that it just happens on a live feed. So you either see it or you don't see it. You're subject to the algorithm of Facebook or Instagram or whatever it is, and they're gonna decide what they're gonna show to who they're gonna show it to. So you have no control over that. So that's why creating content for those social platforms, you have to have a different approach because it works completely different than YouTube. YouTube is a search engine. People go there to search for problems and things and desires and needs and things that they want to see. So they actually type in what it is that they want to see. When you log in on Facebook, they show you what they think you want to see, and that's how their system works. But on YouTube, it's indexed, which means this, that you can create a piece of content a year ago, 2 years ago, 5 years ago, 7 years ago, and it'll still show up in search results. It'll still show up and people will still continually watch that video throughout the years. That's a really, really good thing because then you could start building upon that library and you could start building upon the content that you're creating. I mean, it just gives you a lot better strategy to building a community, to connecting with people. Okay, so those are some of the reasons why you may want to get started. And there's more, there really is. Okay, so the first one is audience. This is extremely important. And one of the reasons why it's most important is because you want to start attracting the people that you're actually trying to speak to. This is how you gain loyalty. This is how you gain momentum. This is how people share your type of stuff and get more people to come onto your channel and watch it. Audience is extremely important. You really want to think, who is your audience? What is that person that would like that kind of content? Who do you make it for? Okay. The next is what? What would those people want from you? Think about all of the things that you can share, all of the information that you have. Once you know who that person is, now you start to think of what that person wants. See, one of the biggest mistakes that people make, and I even make it too, and I'm tempted to make it all the time, is that we want to make content for ourselves. Oh, I want to make this video because I like it and I want to make it. That's cool and that's fine, and you definitely should do that. I mean, there should be some of those videos you make just for yourself, but you have to understand that when you're setting up a channel, if you want to be successful, you have to serve your audience, which means that you have to create content for them, not for you, right? It's all about what they want, what they need, what kind of help or information or encouragement or inspiration that they would most value. What? What does your audience want? And sometimes it takes a little while to figure that out. You have to ask them questions, you have to engage, you have to talk to them, you have to do polls, you have to post stuff on social media. That's a great place to figure out what those people want. You can go into forums, you can go into comments, right? So you can maybe find somebody else who serves a similar audience that maybe is a little bit more further along than you are. And you could look at some of their content and go in the comments below and see what people are saying about it. And they'll tell you, people are honest, sometimes too honest, right? They'll say, oh man, I love the video, but you didn't show me X, Y, and Z. I would have really liked it if you would have made this video but for beginners, or if you would have made this video for this person or that person. Boom, that's a great idea to be able to serve your audience. So what? Finding out what your audience wants. The next one is why. This one is really, really important. Why they are doing what they are doing. What are they hoping to achieve? Because in your YouTube journey, right, in your creating a channel, indexing content, sharing a message, building a personal brand, you are trying to take somebody from point A to point B. Sure, there are people that are watching YouTube videos just to pass some time. That's true. But there are a lot of people that are trying to learn how to do something in order to get from point A to point B. So really figuring out why somebody is trying to do it can be a powerful tool to creating content that serves them at the highest level. It'll speak directly to their internal desire of what they want to do. All right, number 2, focusing on title of the video. Okay, this is extremely important because this is what hooks somebody in. This is what draws somebody in when they see all of those videos on suggested search right there on the side. This is what draws them in. They read the title and say, is this what I'm looking for? Is this something that would be helpful? Is this something I need? Or is it interesting? The title is extremely important, and many people who are really successful on YouTube actually take more time to figure out the title than they do sometimes creating the video, which is crazy. Title sometimes can be a little bit tricky because you really want to draw people in and engage them. Okay, the title needs to be accurate. It has to be accurate. You have to deliver what it is that you're saying. You can't be clickbait, right? That is not gonna work, especially now when things are so much further along in advance. YouTube can tell, and they're not gonna recommend that video if people are clicking off of it because you just got them to click on it for some reason. That's not gonna work. Bad strategy, don't do it. There has to be some sort of intrigue, right? When you're thinking about your title, you have to intrigue somebody in a certain kind of way. How this one method saved me over $10,000 in my mortgage. Oh, okay. I wonder what that is. It's intrigue, right? So you need to be thinking about it in your title and causing some sort of intrigue. That's always a great way to be able to get a more clickable video. And the last one, click worthy. What does that mean? Click worthy is like this, right? We all say, don't judge a book by its cover, but we all do. That's just the reality of it. So click worthy is you are delivering not only on your accuracy, but in the quality of your overall video. Not just quality meaning, nice camera, nice lens, nice lighting, but quality meaning that it was actually worth their time. You actually gave them something of value that they walked away with going, man, I'm so glad I spent 5 minutes watching that video. That really helped me solve that problem, and I will come back again. So click worthy. Was it worthy of their click? The next area of focus is going to be thumbnail. Now, not all of us are photographers, and I get that. It can be difficult sometimes to figure out how or what to do in order for a thumbnail, but it's really not that complicated. And I want you to look at it like this. A thumbnail is a movie trailer for your video. So when you watch a movie trailer, you see all of the suspense, you see everything that's going on. It's like from one thing to the next. It's very fast paced and it gives you a load of information, but it doesn't quite solve it for you, right? It doesn't quite show you the whole movie, but it shows you some pieces of it that kind of once again build that intrigue that man, I want to see more. That's what your thumbnail needs to do. Now there's several different ways that you can do that, and there's several different approaches. And if you go over to jessedelgado.com and you click on the email sign up, I'm actually creating a free course. It's going to be about 25 videos long, showing you from start A to Z, everything you need to know about YouTube as far as creating the content, marketing it, everything. So head over there, and after this video, of course, head over there and put in your email and you'll be on the list to get that once it's done. So The thumbnail is your movie trailer. It is your sneak peek. And there's actually algorithms that analyze the thumbnails to see what type of emotion is expressed. What type of information do they feel like from that thumbnail is being represented? And so you want to be very thoughtful about this and think about a clever way using acting, right? Like maybe you're like, you know, you're freaked out, or you have something, you know, you're causing confusion, you know, like which one to pick, you know, and you make some sort of face like that and put it on the thumbnail, right? Or this, you know, you're pointing to something, or you're holding a product, or, you know, you're looking at two different things, or, you know, whatever the case may be. A lot of times it is good to have a face on there, especially if you're sharing information. It makes it relatable. People connect with people, right? But maybe not. Should you do text? Should you not do text? A lot of it really depends on what it is that you're saying, what it is you're doing, what it is your channel revolves around, but you can be successful in both of them. So you really want to be thinking and looking up different ways to be able to create a thumbnail. A great free tool that you can use is Canva, canva.com, canva.com. They have templates there. You can just use one of their templates to get rolling, get started. All right, and the last area of focus, number 4, quality content, okay? This one cannot be expressed enough. Quality content, but what do I mean by quality content? Because the first thing that we think of is camera, lighting, all of that kind of stuff. And yes, that does have a place, sure, it's good, but it's not as needed as you think. It's definitely not. We all think that that's the main reason why we're not getting more views, or this stuff is not happening, or, you know, it's not. Let me just tell you, it's not. I'm a filmmaker, I create videos, and I'm sitting here watching people create content on their cell phone, or even sometimes worse than a cell phone with some of these cameras. Like it's not, as long as you have quality content, people are gonna show up, people are gonna watch, people are gonna engage, they're gonna consume that stuff. If you're helping somebody get from point A to point B, they don't care what, you know, it really doesn't matter. What I'm talking about when it comes to quality content is it relatable? Does it relate? Does it speak to your audience, right? Are you actually sharing a message with a group of people who care? Does it even matter to those people? Does it relate, right? It needs to be relatable. It needs to be helpful in some sort of way. We talked about the journey, right? That a person is on from point A to point B. Is it helping them get further along? Are you encouraging them, you know, inspiring them, educating them? Are you doing something to help them get from point A to point B? Is it helpful? Once again, in that exchange for them clicking on your video, did they walk away and go, man, I'm glad I spent that amount of time watching that video. That was really helpful. That's what you need to be thinking about when it comes down to quality content. And the last one, entertaining. You know, we all love to be entertained, man. We all do. And this is one that I struggle with a little bit, because it's really, when you talk about entertaining, you're talking about infusing your personality into your content. And that's important. You really need to do that. Your story has to be a part of your content. Some of the stuff that you create has to be from your perspective and your way of thinking. It has to be you, because you are entertaining. You are entertaining to a certain group of people, right? Like, to a certain group of people, you're not entertaining. But you really gotta share your personality. You really gotta share your story. You really gotta personalize the experience that a person has when they watch your content. It's super important, because that's what people relate to. Let me just give you an example. A lot of us will say when we start making these videos, one of the insecurities that we have is, well, there's a whole bunch of people that can make it better. And you know what? You're right. There's a grip of people that can make that video explaining all of this stuff 1,000 times better. They can, there's tons of them, but nobody can do it the way I can do it, all right? Nobody can say it the way I can say it. Nobody can deliver it and think about it and process it and speak about it like I can. There's people that I watch on YouTube that sometimes I'm not even interested really in what they're saying. It wasn't accurate, you know, it didn't relate, all this kind of stuff. The thumbnail wasn't even that great, but I like the personality. I'm just like, man, I wanna see what this dude's saying, man. I like the way he breaks things down, the way he talks about things, like, you know, it's just entertaining for me, right? So, you know, and I'm sure you have people like that as well. So entertaining, sharing your story, being part of what it is that you're doing, what it is that you're saying, like putting yourself inside the mix, you know what I mean? And mixing it up. And like I said, it's a struggle for a lot of people. It's a struggle for myself. I struggle with that, but I'm learning and I'm growing, and the more content you create, the better you create it.